It was freezing cold earlier. It just warmed up a bit, so I ran into town, grabbed some oil, an oil filter, and the gasket for the oil filter adapter. The oil filter adapter is bolted onto the front of the engine with the same, I guess you'd call it a stud, that the oil filter spins onto. When that leaks, it's usually a result of over tightening your oil filter or not lubing the gasket on the oil filter enough. So when you go to change your oil and you spin off the filter, it actually turns that stud a little bit and it loosens it. I think it's supposed to be 35 foot-pounds. Don't quote me yet. I'll insert it in the video, the actual foot-pounds that it's supposed to be. I picked up the gasket. It says V6 3.5 on the package, but that's the part number that comes up for the Armada. So I'm going to put a brand new gasket on there instead of just tightening it up. The truck needs an oil change anyway. I change the oil every 6,000 miles. I usually use the Walmart SuperTech oil. The Armada and the Titans love that oil. It's inexpensive, full synthetic, and the trucks just love it. Our Grand Cherokee with the V6 did not like that oil. You put that oil, that SuperTech, in the Grand Cherokee or any Chrysler product V6, that thing will click and knock like there's no tomorrow. I don't recommend that oil for Chrysler vehicles. Just my experience. The Nissans love it. I was in the store getting the filters. Of course, they don't sell SuperTech, so I just grabbed some Mobile One. I think Mobile One makes SuperTech for Walmart anyway. Purelator Boss. I always go with the what's the name of that doggone filter? It's on there right now. One is on there. It's one of the best filters you could buy. I forgot the doggone name of the thing. You know something. I'll insert it in the video. But I either go with that filter or I go with the premium Purelator. I'm not one of those people that think spending like the most money will give you the best product, but with some things, certain things, you get what you pay for. Alright, first thing we do is we drain the oil. Yes, that bolt right there. 14, I think. 14 millimeter. Yep, 14 millimeter. Get you a container. Open that up. What I do is I open up the top oil fill on the passenger side or the right side valve cover to allow it to vent. So let's get that drained. Alright, as you can see in there, the engine oil has been drained. Now we remove the oil filter. And right behind it, the thing that it screws onto is the oil filter adapter. So we're gonna, and if you notice, there's a little spout right there. You see that spout is wet. In the past, that spout was never wet. So we're gonna go ahead and unscrew it, let it drain down the spout into the container, and you'll see there's a stud back there with a hex on it. So you could slip a socket on it. Alright, so let's get that off. Alright, so if you look at the little stud thing that the oil filter spins onto, you notice it's a hex shape. And that is so you could put a socket on it. Okay? In the video I'll insert what size socket it is. But I'm going to go ahead and get the socket on, spin that off, and put the new gasket on it. Alright, this is the stud thing. It's a 22 millimeter socket. If you don't have metric 7/8 will also work. That's my 22, that's my 7/8. It doesn't need a deep wall. I thought it needed the deep wall, but the shallow will work just fine. 22 or 7/8. Of course, the 22 fits a little bit, in my opinion, a little bit Yeah, the 22 millimeter fits better. But this is what it looks like. It goes in like that, and this is the end that goes into the motor. This is the end that the oil filter spins onto. All right, and let me see if I can show you. See, there it is with the little stud out of it. So all I'm gonna do now is pull that away from the engine, and let me see if I could show you while I'm doing it. Okay, bear with me. This will not be easy. See, it's loose. See, it's loose. And there's a gasket. You see it? My stud wasn't loose. The stud was actually tight. The gasket was, I guess, it's just old. It's compacted, and it's not creating a good seal. So I'm just gonna put a new gasket on it. All right, but now you see what it looks like. All right, before I put the new gasket in, that's the Advanced Auto Parts part number. This is the oil cooler gasket, or the oil filter adapter gasket. The diameter, it's larger than an oil filter gasket. Excuse me. And the wall is thicker in every way. It's thicker like that, and it's thicker like that. So if you choose to pull out a used oil filter gasket and stick it on your oil filter adapter or oil cooler adapter, that's on you. My suggestion, get the correct gasket and put it in there. That way you're only doing it once. Okay, I'm all about saving money. Ask anyone that knows me. I am all about saving money. However, this is your engine oil. This is basically the blood of your motor. These Nissan V8s, they're tanks. They can take a lot of abuse. They could take a lot of poor maintenance. However, if you're gonna go through all this effort, again, I would put, just me, I would put the correct part in. All right. All right, there it is. The torque numbers for it. It's 35 to 37 foot-pounds. I torqued it right in the middle at 36 foot-pounds. All right, and it feels so much different. The old gasket, again, it was like compressed. With the new gasket in, when you were holding it up against the lower oil pan where it mounts to the motor, it just felt more it felt more squishy, if that makes any sense. So like when you were tightening the stud in the middle, it felt like it was compressing something. It wasn't just metal to metal. It felt like it was actually compressing the gasket. All right, I hope that makes some sense, my explanation there. Let's lube up the oil filter gasket and spin it on there. The oil filter gasket is lubed up with some fresh oil. You can see oil in there. I like to prime my filters. I actually fill it all the way up to the edge, and actually the filter media actually soaks up all that oil. All right, that's something I do. I'm not trying to start a debate, because everyone on YouTube is a doggone, I guess, professional. Yet they're on YouTube looking for ways to do things. Go figure. All right, see, I just fill it up again. That was 2 complete fill-ups. See, it's soaking that all up. I think I mentioned this before. I was a Marine, not Marine Corps. Marine as in the water, diesel mechanic. And every time the yachts came in, we would service them before they go back out. And we never spun on a dry oil filter. We always primed the filter. See, it's going down. Because, I mean, think about it. I just filled this small filter up twice. and the media is soaking up all that oil. You spin the dry oil filter on your motor and fire it up. It's already starving for oil because you drain all the oil out of the circuit, out of the system. So now the oil gotta get sucked up by the pump, through the sump by the pump. It gotta go through here, not lube, but it has to saturate the media and then go on. By doing this, that one step is already done. Does it help? I don't know. But I've been doing this for longer than some people looking at my videos have been alive. So my thing is, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Alright, I would say that's enough oil. Tilt it to the side. Make sure all the media is nice and saturated. Again, fill it up twice. Look at that. And then make sure the mating surface is clean. Line up the threads. And once you get it going, it'll just spin on there. And that's it. Just spin on. Alright, it hit right there. I like to go a quarter, so if it hits right there, this will wind up there. Alright, I am done for the day. So what did I do? Fresh oil change, oil filter adapter or oil filter cooler adapter. Put a brand new gasket in that. Close my hood. I also tighten up the high pressure hose clamps for the transmission cooler lines. So that's good. Put my toolbox away. Look at that moon.